In this video, I'm going to share my own way how to analyze 3 basic data to help us make the decision which Lego set will be a better investment after retirement. Alright, let's get started. The first data is from the Amazon sales number. Let's check Star Wars ATT worker set number 75337 as an example. There has been over 5,000 sets being sold in the past months. To compare with this Lego set, we have the Star Wars Ahsoka's Jedi Shadow, set number 75362. There are over 6,000 sets being sold in the past months. So every time when we check the sales data at Amazon, we see how many sets being sold in the past month. Usually, a Lego set, if it's under $50, we anticipate a sales number higher than at least 2,000. But for my own analysis, I'm not just looking at the sales data, but also I will multiply the sales number with the retail price. So this is telling me like the Star Wars ATT workers have double the retail price, but almost a similar sales quantity is the Ahsoka's Jedi Shadow. So in order to analyze the data from Amazon's sales number, so typically I will use the sales data multiply the retail price, and then I will get a final number, and that number is telling me how popular or maybe how much buying power the audience had for this Lego set. And also I will write down this number like every 3 months or 4 months. Just get it more detail, like how is the sales trend gonna be over the years before retirement for those Lego sets that I am interested. The second data I'm gonna use is the sales number from eBay. As you can see, there are currently 164 listings on eBay for this Lego set. And here is how I get this listing number with my own way. I put a condition as new, buying format is buy now, and also item location is US only. So if you have different listing requirement, you can put a different option here, because that is exactly how I sell my item. So in this way, I will find out the data I'm looking for. So one more step I'm going to do is to check how many sets being sold on eBay. Let's pull out the data. There are 197 sets being sold, which means the number being sold is larger than the number of the current listing. That is what I wanted to see. So let's back to the listing number again, 164. For a Lego set retail price is $140, which is a lot. So normally, if a Lego set is under $50, we might see over 200 and 300 listing on eBay. And the Lego set retail price at 140, it's hard to say 164 listing on eBay is too high or too low. It may get confused in the middle, but we've already seen that it's actually almost 200 sets being sold on eBay. So which means this Lego set is a very popular Lego set. So in a conclusion, the supply for the ATT worker is in the middle, but the demand is really high. And to better determine the supply and demand ratio, I usually divided the listing number with the sold number. And I want to see the number is lower than 1, which means there is more set being sold compared to the current listing number. So if we use that way to analyze all the Lego set we're interested, we will see a different number. So the way I analyze the data from eBay is both the listing number and the sold number, and also the ratio that if we divided the current listing number with the sold number. So I will just simply call it supply-demand ratio. But different platform, the supply-demand ratio we should consider differently. So last data I'm going to analyze is the sales number from Bricklink. As we can see here that there is 138 sets being sold in the past 6 months. If you are not familiar with my channel, I will explain the number more detailed. So usually, if a Lego set is popular and if the retail price around $50, we might see a sales number higher than 100 at Bricklink. But if a Lego set retail price at 140 and still have a sales number almost 150, then I would say the ATT Walker is very popular. And also we will find some extreme numbers. For example, the most Isley Cantina by end of last year, the sales number is 206. With the retail price $400, that just shows the massive demand for this one. Or in another word, I should say the very big buying power for this Lego set. And this sales number is from end of last year. And that is one of the reasons why I put Most Isley Cantina as my number one at a Lego investment from last year. So let's back to the ATT Walker. One more step I wanted to do, you might already know, is that I want to know the current listing number for this one, which I will consider is the current supply for this Lego set. So I use the green circle here to let see it more easier. The current listing number for this Lego set is almost 700. So if we divided this supply number with the sales number, the supply and demand ratio will be around 6. And how do you determine that the supply and demand ratio at 6 at Bricklink is good or not? So here's my conclusion from my previous experience. So if a Lego set I am interested, I want to see the supply-demand ratio is lower than 10 times. It's better than just 5 times or even lower, but that depending on other facts. So in conclusion, here is the way I analyze the data from these 3 major platforms for Lego sales. First one, for the sales number at Amazon, I want to multiply the retail number with the sales number. That will give me an idea how much is the buying power for this Lego set, not just looking at a sales number to see how popular it is. Second, for the data from eBay, I want to compare the sales number with the current listing number to see if the supply-demand ratio is good or not. And the third, it's very similar that for Bricklink, first step is I was looking for the sales number to see how popular it is, and then use the current listing number compared to the sales number. It also will give me a supply-demand ratio. It's just a different platform. The ratios number, I will analyze differently. So one more thing I want to emphasize is that this is just a 3 basic sales data we can get from the most popular platform, and there is also a lot of other of the number we can analyze. So these 3 is just the 3 of the most basic ones, and even we got most of the useful data to analyze them in the right way. I'm not sure how to determine which is the right way, but let's say we can somehow determine the right way to analyze most of the useful data, but that's still not enough for Lego investment. Because first of all, how to analyze the data is very personally. And the second, we needed to understand all those data we can see in the Lego set currently on shelf before retirement. So any conclusion we get from the data we analyzed may not be 100% accurate to indicate how these Lego set will perform after retirement. And the last, the most important point is only data is not enough to determine which Lego set will be a better investment after retirement. Otherwise, we just need to use some data and a computer, some Excel sheet, then give some formula. We will just make the job very easy, but as we all know, that's not the case. So in this video, I just want to share my personal way to analyze those data, but most importantly, the way I analyze them could be differently year by year, and the data I'm using also could be differently. The most important is to share my own logic behind this analysis and share my own opinions, like how do I consider all these data and how do I put them together in my own logic. Alright, that's it my friend. Hope you enjoyed the video And don't forget to subscribe and like this video, because that will really motivate me and help this channel. Thank you. See you in the next one.